Hello everybody, my name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com and welcome to another video. And this time around, we're going to go through the Argentine performances over the weekend. We got a lot of stuff to get to, a lot of goals, a red card, an own goal, a clean sheet. We got a lot of stuff to get to, so let's just get to it. Let's start things off with Julian Alvarez. He did not start for Manchester City in the UEFA Super Cup win versus Sevilla. He did take a penalty when he came on as a substitute, a tremendous penalty, unstoppable, and scored. And he scored once more, this time in the full 90 for Manchester City. A great goal in the 1-0 win versus Newcastle United. The only goal of the match, a lovely little turn by him, a strike that hit the side netting and into the back of the net. A great goal. I want to say he's on fire. He's just playing overall very well for Manchester City, has since last season. And I think I'm going to go on record. I said this last season. I'm going to go on record once more to say it. Julian Alvarez will be just as important, if not more, than Haaland this season for Manchester City. That's not a knock on Haaland. The guy's a goal-scoring machine, absolute machine. But when he's not scoring, he's shown the past couple of games that he doesn't really offer too much. And that's not a knock on him. It's a style. It's how he is. And, it's how Pep is using him. Alvarez, on the other hand, the kid is so versatile, deadly in front of goal, so smart. And, I mean, we could say it. He's a World Cup winner, right? So great performance by him for Manchester City. And he started alongside Haaland, and very happy for his first goal of the season. Now, talking about first goal, let's talk about first goals of the season. From one number 9 to another, Lautaro Martinez started for Inter Milan, scored 2 goals. Now the new captain of Inter scored 2 goals, 2 similar goals, poacher-like goals, number 9 style goals from inside the penalty area. And this is going to be a healthy competition. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens with these 2 players going into the World Cup qualifiers. And I'm going to do a separate video about that in regards to who should start. But I'm going to ask the question now. Who do you think should start, or who would you start in the World Cup qualifiers in September between Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez? Let me know, because it's going to be a very interesting it's going to be interesting to watch, just to see, and we're spoiled in that sense. So I'm very happy for both of them. Now, someone else sticking to first goal of the season, we're going to stay in Italy. Nicolas Gonzalez, one of my favorites. I've sang his praises several times in the past. I think he is a must for Argentina, the work rate that he puts in. And I don't think I've said this, at least not on video, so I'll say it now. Obviously, we won the World Cup, and we're going to continue celebrating that forever, and just forever, and for all of eternity. But if Nicolas Gonzalez, I'm convinced, if Nicolas Gonzalez is healthy at the World Cup, if Di Maria gets substituted out in the final and Gonzalez comes in, that match does not go to extra time. I am absolutely convinced. I'm a big fan of Nicolas Gonzalez. The guy is very good. And his goal, a header, he's creating a little reputation for himself, scoring headers for both Fiorentina and Argentina. So I'm very happy for him. He got his goal, and hopefully he continues to do very well. Now, we still got a couple of more goals to get to, but we're going to go to the Premier League, and one that had a very good season last time, a tremendous World Cup, and a great start to the season, was very unlucky, in my opinion, to get red carded. And I'm talking about Alexis Mac Allister. Controversial card, in my opinion. It should have been a yellow at most. I don't think the referee had a particularly good game. Even the likes of Gary Lineker took to Twitter, or X as it's now known, to say that, that's not a red card. It's really not a red card. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Let me know, did you think that was worthy of a red card, or a yellow card, or even a card at all? And if you didn't know, or if you didn't watch it, the highlights are on Mundo Albiceleste.com. You can go and check it out. I'll put the link down in the description. So very unlucky for him to get red carded versus Bournemouth, and he's had a very good start to the season for Liverpool, despite being played out of position. He's playing more as a defensive midfielder. He did versus Chelsea, and he did once more versus Bournemouth. Hopefully that kind of gets settled and we see him up, forward up on the pitch by Klopp, because I think you're not maximizing his talents by having him in the defensive midfield position. Now, staying in the same match, there was another Argentine on the other side, Marco Senesi. Now, Bournemouth lost that game, but Senesi played pretty well. He shut down Mohamed Salah pretty well a couple of times. But as was kind of the case last season with Bournemouth, it looks like they might be flirting a little bit with relegation. I was going to say regulation, but relegation. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if he gets called up to the Argentina national team. The list is expected this week, and we're going to do a video about that, obviously. But it's going to be interesting. Let me know, do you include him in that list or not? Now, staying in the Premier League and staying with defenders, this was a bittersweet match if you're an Argentina fan, because we had two center backs starting the Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur match, or Tottenham Hotspur Manchester United match, because the match for Tottenham was at home. Lisandro Martinez, not a great match by his very, very high standards, and he was unlucky to score an own goal for Manchester United, or against Manchester United. Very unlucky. They never really got going. United never really got going in that second half, and they ultimately paid the price. So Lisandro Martinez, an own goal. Martinez is a warrior. He's going to bounce back. There's no doubt about that. I'm not worried. But just unfortunate for him. Now, I said it was bittersweet. Time for the sweet part. We have Christian Romero, a tremendous performance, extremely solid performance for Tottenham Hotspur. Just a heartbeat of that back line. Steps in, moves the ball forward, knows when to stay forward. He already has a goal this season. He scored Tottenham's first goal of the season in their first match. So glad to see him continuing his excellent form and doing what he does best. Talking about doing what he does best, Emiliano Martinez, the savior of the World Cup final, that penalty shootout hero, had a clean sheet for Aston Villa versus Everton. Well deserved, especially after putting in a great performance versus Newcastle in their opening match, but Aston Villa not really helping him out too much, the players in front of him. So they helped him out this time. He got a clean sheet versus Everton. Very, very happy for him. He's the goalkeeper. He's a starting goalkeeper. He's the best goalkeeper in the world. So I'm very, very happy for him. Now, sticking to the Premier League, because we still got a couple of more goals to get to, but sticking to the Premier League, Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea, very, very unlucky. They lost versus West Ham United. So they're still winless. They're 0-2. And Mauricio Pochettino trusts Enzo Fernandez, as he absolutely should, as we all do. Enzo Fernandez, very, very unlucky. So Chelsea had a penalty kick. He was the man that took it, which I'm very happy to see. Unfortunately for him, his penalty kick was saved. And, these things happen. And overall, he has a pretty good penalty kick record, to be very honest with you. He's taken some penalty kicks in the past. Most notably, most recently, right? A lot of people are going to look at his missed penalty in the shootout versus the Netherlands, and now this. But the kid is confident to be that young, to play at that level, to take penalty kicks. It's no matter who it is, it takes mental strength to take a penalty, and it's not always easy, or it's never easy, really. So credit to him for even stepping up, and I have no doubt that he will bounce back. Now, I said there were more goals, and we certainly have more goals. And this is kind of like the forgotten Argentine. No one really likes to talk about too much. And that is Mauro Icardi. 2 goals to start the season for Galatasaray. He joined them permanently after spending last season on loan. Scored well over 20 goals for them. And he's a different kind of number 9, right? He's your old school kind of poacher, stays in the penalty area. But he's impressing. He is impressing. And let me know down below, do you or would you consider taking Icardi into the Argentina national team? I'm not saying the team needs him. I'm not saying that. But just kind of asking, would you take him, yes or no? Now, we got one more goal to get to, or maybe technically 2, but we have one more assist to get to, and that's Leandro Paredes. Made his debut, or his re-debut, at his old club, Roma. And they got a 2-2 draw. and Paredes getting the assist, a corner kick. He got the assist, so very happy to see him to see him play back on the pitch, having the confidence of the coach. I spoke about it in a separate video. I'll leave the link down below, talking about why I am happy that Paredes is back at Roma and especially playing under Mourinho. So check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, I got high hopes for Paredes this season. The kid is talented, super talented. So very, very happy. Now, I said there was 1/2 goals. Of course, it's Lionel Messi scored a Lionel Messi goal. And that's praise of the highest order, obviously. But Messi scoring a Lionel Messi goal for Inter Miami in the Leagues Cup final versus Nashville. Unstoppable. I don't care what goalkeeper you put in front of him. He scored these goals a bunch of times in La Liga, scored them in the Champions League. And you know, it's a goal that, like I just said, you cannot stop. And then took the first penalty in the penalty shootout, scored, obviously, and would go on to win the Leagues Cup to make it a record 44 career trophies. 44 career trophies. But anyways, I spoke about all of that in a separate video. And again, I'm going to put the link down below, so check it out if you haven't already. That's kind of sums up this week or this weekend, the Argentine talents, the ones, you know, playing in the top 5 European leagues, or the ones really in or among the Argentina national team pool of players. We got the MLS that's restarting. So, Lionel Messi, we're going to talk about, Thiago Almada, maybe a couple of others as well. And we got a lot of stuff to get to as well. We got the qualifiers next month. We have the list of players for those matches expected sometime this week. And I mentioned earlier, we're going to do a separate video. Lautaro Martinez, Julian Alvarez. We got some transfer rumors, some transfer news that we have coming up this week as well. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Trust me, we've got a lot of stuff coming. With that said, hit the like button if you haven't already. I just mentioned the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, why not? And if you are, hit the notifications button as well to be the first person notified as soon as a new video drops. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and thank you for watching.